Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party, and my buddy Rhett. It is May 7th, Wednesday, or as we often pronounce it here, as we usually pronounce it, Wednesday. Um, doesn't that pronunciation is always weird to me. I probably literally say this every Wednesday, but I used to always call it Wednesday, and then probably like in 2007 or 2006 was probably the first time I started working with a lot of international people. And they said that they were running around saying Wednesday because they heard me say Wednesday, and that they were constantly being corrected. And it was very mean of me to call it Wednesday. But I always call it Wednesday because that's how it's spelled. And it's easy to remember how to spell it if you pronounce it the way it's spelled. But it is Wednesday. Wednesday. Yeah. And it is the 7th, and it is 8:28 a.m. It is rainy outside, just drizzling, kind of like Seattle kind of thing, but it's 50, according to my little helper here, it's 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty nice. Um, so it was weird for me this morning to open this up and not have any visualization. Oh, right. Did I forget your nut? Did I forget your nut? Here you go, girl. Here you go. Sorry about that. So, it was weird this morning to wake up and see that there was no visualizations in here, and that was because yesterday we disabled them. Let me re-enable them real quick just to make sure that we haven't broken anything. I can't imagine that we broke anything, but there's been like 24 hours since I worked on this, so I don't remember exactly everything. So we do have our create renders, animate renders. Now over here, we have a renders UI service, and I believe it's creating a bunch of renders, but we don't. It's user service, st render service, and then that. So I don't remember what we get. So let's open this. I think it's just IDs. So it's the existing IDs. I'm just gonna hit save over here so we get rid of everything. Alt tab back to our, so we get nothing, and then when we hit our button, see, I totally forgot that. We got that working. Now we have one render ID. Now if we go to create and animate render, that's this guy over here. What it does is it actually creates a render, which we don't need to do that anymore. That's what happens when you hit the button. We create it. We also then will call an animate visualizations. Let's go ahead and do that. So, and set up DOM visualizations. Now this is where things can get interesting because what is the create render? Okay, let's see if this does something else, because we aren't setting anything up here. So I think I need to have, I think I need to actually set this render IDs to the value of this signals. And I need to really keep a close eye on the console, because what I don't want is, and I don't know what to say about this. It's kind of one of those subjects that I don't hear anyone ever talk about, but I don't want to get that animation or a UI update before value change or something. I would actually, maybe, I've never asked any questions, but maybe the next time they do one of those Angular live streams, they answer questions, so maybe I'll ask them if they see that in their production consoles, if that's something that you see. I would love to know the answer to that, because I mean, like most of the time when I get that anymore, it's because I do an upgrade, and after I do an upgrade, I have to change the code in some way, and then I cannot figure out how to make that error, that console warning, go away. what I want to do, since the UI is not really doing anything, I want to dock my tabs. I thought this is where you did that. Maybe you don't do it there. Maybe you do it in here. I think this is where you do it. All right, so now we have this. We have our console log right there. And this basically is updating that. So if we were to look in here, if we inspect this right now, we'll see that we don't, inside the app root, there is nothing. We got nothing. Oh, once we open this, we have our app menu and nothing else. I think once this is done, if we wait a second, we'll see an actual empty viz. I can't remember. It's been a minute since we did that, but let's see what happens. Yep, see, we have our empty, oh, so excited. Let's go to our console. Oh, we haven't added anything. So I'm thinking when I hit this button here, that we'll get our, we actually have our app viz rendered and everything, which is not what I expected. Now let's see if we can animate it. I don't think we can. Because I don't know. No, actually we should be able to animate it because the animation does not care about the DOM element. And then I don't know what this setup DOM visualizations does now. And we hit the button. Oh yeah. The setup is probably the thing that will then cause the... See, right now we have 3 of them, but they're all just sitting on top of each other. So that probably happens when we do this. But I think this actually needs the DOM to exist, the DOM element to exist. And the DOM element will not get called, I do not believe, before this... won't get built before this line is executed. So there's a timing issue here. Now what could happen is we could end up with it like being one behind every time. Okay, so that's our first one. Oh, no. Wrong again. Wrong. This one's getting faster and faster and every time. Add viz. Okay, so that is nice. And now everybody's getting faster because this animation code gets run on every one of them every time. But I think that's nice. Okay, so I don't think... So what is setup vision? So we don't need this anymore, I don't think. And anytime you can get away from using one of these hooks, that's a good thing. And the other very important thing to keep in mind is that right now it is so clear that we don't need the after view init because nothing is being created. That will be less and less clear as time passes. So this is the moment to get rid of that. Don't just leave it there, because in the future, if you're like, okay, now we got to go clean up this code, a month from now, no memory of why we have this, and then it'll be very, very difficult to go back and fix it. Now when I delete this, I'll get a TypeScript error. Save, and that's because we had said that we implement the after view init hook, lifecycle hook, but we have not. So hit save, and I feel like this is actually a very good time to do a commit. Oh, it's kind of weird though that add viz. Oh, okay, it does. Oh, I guess because I clicked it and then went away, and that's just going to stay there. until I click somewhere else or I select it. And the biggest reason I like this is because I think, it'd be nice to get unit tests and end-to-end tests done before this weekend. So then I maybe make another one of those little 3-minute Cypress tests where I, demonstrate Cypress, because I think this would be a pretty cool Cypress thing. Now, I think it'll be hard. Like, I don't know exactly how I'm going to tell it to click on that. And actually, I think it's pretty important for me to test the keyboard implementation. Oh, that's bad. So if I hit enter, it just toggles this open and actually creates one. So we need to figure that out. But I think it is important. And then we also need to add like a validation saying, hey, you can't add more than 16. But see how fast they're all moving? So anyway, so that's not working right? Because, okay, so that's good. That's not good. It should not execute when I hit the enter. Now I should be able to hit the enter and it execute. And should it close? I don't even know. It doesn't seem like it should close. Seems like I should be able to go over here and hit enter and then hit the button again and hit the button again. So yeah, we do have some UI stuff to play around with, and that's going to be a pain in the butt, and that is never going to get easier. That is going to get harder and harder and harder with time. So so it's something that I need to fix now. Now, the other big question is, do I want to make it not apply it over and over again? I think it looks awesome that it moves so fast. So I think I'm going to leave that the way it is. And then to me, like, the other big question is like, we have extra code now. I think maybe setup DOM visualizations may already have like a timeout on it. Yeah, see, this is why that worked, because we were doing a little timeout here that's pushing it to the next async cycle. But it feels like we don't need, there's certain code we don't need, like this I don't think we need. Okay, we definitely don't need this console log. And we don't need create animation and renders anymore. And I don't think we need wait. So let's just go ahead and comment this out and see. It's just so much easier to feel comfortable deleting commented out code. So, and then this will likely break unit tests because we probably have a unit test. We may very well have a unit test for these things. So create and animate renders calls. So we still are using these and we're still using those. And I guess there is the argument of whether this logic should be moved into a service. For now, I'm not going to worry about that. I feel like that's something that you can do later and not, it won't be as hard. Okay, this create animation. Okay, first of all, this is going away anyways. Create render. Are we using this one? I mean, create render is, yeah, I don't think we're using that. Okay, yeah, so we don't need this anymore. Yeah, see, and it didn't, oh yeah, it did. I was gonna say, it didn't even look, it recognized that we didn't need this. So yeah, this interaction we're gonna have to spend some time on, unfortunately. Set up animation drawing loop. I'm guessing we use this. And this is another one that won't be around very long. Right now we're just like hard coding. Oh no, we will need that one. We will need this one. So this is what sets up the pretty sure we're using this one. Yeah, we're doing well. Oh yeah, we're using that one. We definitely figured out we're using that one. I'm pretty sure we're using this one. Yeah, because we're working our way down. We use that animation, and I think that's everything. Okay, so now I think this is the best time to actually delete these. Nah, let's leave those. Let's leave those. We will delete all these when we do our commit. All right, so it's 8:43, and the next thing that we're going to work on is basically in here. I think when you click on it, I don't want the menu to go away. I want to be able to click on it again. I don't want the menu to go away until I toggle this off. And I have a feeling that's why I wanted to be able to manually bring it up and bring it down. So instead of having that trigger do it, because that trigger is doing it whether I want to do it or not. Let's just, since we have a little bit more time, let's just ask Chat GPT how to do that. Okay, so matte menu. Click icon, a button. Closes when I click on a but I want it to stay open. Unless I close it. Now I'm wondering if we end up losing this piece of functionality where if I click, but see, okay, I could just say, I don't know. I don't know if I care. Does it matter if I lose? Like if I click over here and it stays open, does that really matter? Probably not. I think what matters more is that stay open so that I can click to add more and do whatever I want to do. So I click the button. It opens it again. Okay. Oh, so it says, I guess I need to stop the propagation in the closed part. Click. So then the question is I guess maybe like that. Maybe I could add that before. Let's see. And yes, this stuff is a real pain in the butt. It takes a lot of time to get right. And see, it would be nice if I could do that. Oh, okay, so I think I can. I can do this. Dollar event. I thought you put that in there. Oh, okay, yeah, it's upset because I'm not accepting an event. This is a TypeScript thing. And so what I need to do is I need to go to my adviz, and I think it's event hashtag. See, it could be a keyboard event, or it could be a mouse event. But either way, I can say event dot stop. I don't know if this is going to work out. Stop propagation, and that is a function. And then I think that should work. And I'm trying to think. That's going to make adviz a little bit more difficult to unit test, because I'll have to mock an event to pass it in. And that should do it. Did I get a, do I still have a, oh, I still have a problem. So I guess I want it to be type event. That's kind of a bummer that I can't further narrow it down, because, you know, but I guess it's upset because the keyboard event, I don't know, that is weird. It's, yeah, that is strange that I couldn't do that. Okay, so in theory now, when I click this and I click this, it'll stay open. Yep, and that worked. And it's got that cool effect I just noticed. And so at this point, we would want to send a message. Now, when I click over here, it's gone. Click there, it stays open. What happens if, yeah, when I click there, it's because it's basically clicking off. So I think that works. That's fine. Okay, so now let's see what happens with our keyboard. See, and I'm wondering if, okay, so now, okay, I also, what are we at? 850. When I hit enter to open, it also executes. Enter on the menu item. Want it to execute. Only when the user, but I don't, want it to open. Now, I truly believe, and I don't know, because like, unless you do it and you do it, I think I could figure all this stuff out on my own. Actually, I could not do it without the internet, though. Okay, so, um, um, so like I could do a lot of coding if I just had like basic or Java, like a node or something all by myself with what I learned, and then I would have to kind of go to groups and learn pieces. But then the internet came along, so I could search and stuff on that. But I could definitely do a lot more with the internet than without it. Well, now I can do a lot more with this than I can't. And I need to kind of figure out, well, don't have to figure it out, but I have to realize that there are things that I just would not be able to do without this. Without the assistance of this, I would not be able to do it. Um, Honestly, like I know in my last job, not the current job I have, but the last job, I had situations where I just could not figure it out. And we could not access ChatGPT. And so that was one of my main reasons for first starting a YouTube channel, was a place for me to try to figure things out with this mechanism, create a video about it, so because YouTube wasn't blocked, so I could watch the video at my job. So it was sort of a way for me to be able to transfer information and use all those different technologies. So okay, so they have this key down enter menu trigger. What is menu trigger? Key down, because I also want it on the space, but I guess I don't care about it on the click. So this is me saying that on enter, I want it to call this trigger. So here's where I will manually open and close. And this is what I was asking about the other day. I wanted it to do it this way. I don't have time. It's 8:54, so I don't have time to play this one out, but it looks like it's pretty cool. Now, I know for a fact that I've had this exact problem before where I did not have access to ChatGPT, and that it took me like 2 days to figure out how to fix it. Um, it took me a matter of minutes to figure out. Well, assuming that this works, it took a matter of minutes for me to figure out how to do it. So so ChatGPT without a doubt has increased my productivity level by thousands of percent. Now, I will say that in most jobs I've had, my productivity level has not been the bottleneck. So I don't know if that's kind of like saying, like, let's say it takes 20 hours to drive from point A to point B, and you have to put in gas 3 times, and you spend 3 minutes putting in gas. Um, and now you make gas half the time. It only takes half. So that didn't really affect the overall time of delivery. So I don't know if this just makes what wasn't the bottleneck even faster, you know, because I feel like analysis and QA take a lot longer than development typically. Um, and and a lot of times that you're just doing rework on development, it's because the analysis missed the mark, or because QA missed the mark. And and there's humans, obviously, and a lot of times you can't figure out what you want until it's been built, and until you have sort of a straw man to look at. So yeah, this definitely makes the development part faster, and I think that is why I really would love to move into like development or QA, because I feel like I could do more. I can have more impact in those two than in the development side of things, but I'm not sure. Anyways, it is 8:57, so I got to go. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.